Okay, here's how I start the fire in the morning. First thing I do is open up the air intake so it's going to get air. Get the ash can set up beside the door. Open it a little bit, crack it open. I get the regular shovel. Now, if I left enough hot ashes in here, should be some in the back underneath all the ash, but there's a lot of ash. So first thing I do is shovel out the ash that's laying on the floor of the stove in front, all the way across. And last night I didn't have enough wood in here, so it looks like there might not be much hot coals left. I don't see any so far, actually. So we'll see. Well, there's some. Yeah, there's some in here. Okay, and once I get most of that stuff in front, I use the shovel to kind of get the bigger pieces of hot coals off to one side, and then after I move them, I shovel up the ash that's left underneath them. And I don't know if you can see, but there are some big hot coals in here still. Pushing those to the front. I don't want to block this air intake right in front, but I put them up in front of it so they get air. When I close this up, when I fill it with wood and close it up, there'll be air coming in over the hot coals so they can start the wood going. When I shovel this in, I always keep the lid on as much as possible because it will make a big mess in here with all the ash flying around. Now that shovel with the holes in it was designed to do this, to sift out the holes from the ashes, but all it does is make a big mess, so I don't use it. So I'm going to swing this closed, but I'm not going to latch it yet. I'm just going to leave it open a little bit so air's going in there, get those coals going. There's not a lot. And because there's not a lot, I'm going to put some kindling on top of them. But for now, I'm going to start to sweep some of this up a little bit. Made a little mess here. Okay, let's go back here. Now, if this is really hot, when I do this, I usually put the gloves on. This you don't have to do. I do because it's a way to keep this clean, but if you want to use a broom, it might be easier for you. This is heavy. If you drop it, it'll break. It's brittle. Cast iron. There we go. Put this back. Alright. Since there's not a whole lot of hot ashes in there, I'm going to put some kindling in front on top of the, see the kindling? I'm going to put some of this on top of the coals before I start loading any wood in there. So it'll be something that'll start fire right away. Now this is going to start smoking right away, so you don't want to take too much time. I put a big log in the back to start. I mean, if you can't handle it, don't try to drop one in there. It'll break. You can hear it. You can break something in there. So, and then these small ones that are sitting along the side of the stove, that's what I use to get it started. So I'll try to put those in front, right on top where the hot coals are, without blocking the air intake and dropping them right in front of that air intake. That's important to keep that clear so that the air gets in and start the fire. Just happen to have a lot of these, so it's going to be, hopefully it'll start fairly quickly. And let's put, almost there. I'll put this one in. Alright, now I'm going to just swing it without latching it. Leave it like that for a bit. But you got to remember to close it up all the way before you leave. But that's just to get it going right away. Hopefully that makes sense.